Warning, this podcast contains zombies.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Walking Dead, Season 5, Episode 11, The Distance. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have John, Dom,
How's it going?
and Pat Michele.
Hello!
What up?
How was this episode? You guys like it?
It was good.
Yeah, I
I
liked it.
think every episode good.
It gave a lot of internal struggles, but in terms of plot, not very much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's been
that's
happening
true.
a lot.
They made a tiny step. They made a single decision.
It's like there's not much going on.
It's
but
a lot
still
of
enough
dragging.
going on.
It's something that if Rick was like, yes, let's do this, and they ended the episode, like, we would have gotten as much story out of it as we did through this whole episode.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I mean,
Yeah,
we're here on the doorstep of what could be another Woodbury.
Mm.
And that's not something that anyone in this group wants to jump headfirst into.
No.
Except for Michonne at first.
Yeah, but at the same token, it's like, you know, they talked a lot about this on The Walking Dead, or The Talking Dead, where it's like, can everybody in the world be really terrible people? Like, you have to believe at some point that you're going to come across a group of people that are actually nice and are in it for the well-being of others.
Yeah, that's true.
at some point.
But when and how?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
But it's not just walking into another Woodbury, it's walking into another place that could collapse or another place that's not stable. There's a lot of
because it could.
options.
My thought in theory is that this is not going to be another Woodbury. It's going to be more like Noah's hometown. I believe when you get there and they've been gone for a little while, and shit's going to hit the fan, and there's going to be somebody else invading this place.
So you believe this group that they encountered is good?
Yeah, but I believe like there's going to be somebody that's already invaded while they were gone and tore the
it's
place
possible.
to shreds.
See, now I know that this particular... What's the character's name? Eric?
Aaron.
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 I think his boyfriend is Eric.
Okay, I know this particular character is in the comic, and this is right around the time of the comic that I got up to, and I have not progressed any further than this. So everything right now on the show is completely new to me, so I have no clue what's going on at this point.
Yeah.
And to me, it just from the way I analyze other TV shows and fall into their tropes, and my number one rule with watching a TV show is everything is done intentionally. It's done for a reason. So when they specifically stated that this place is so strong that no one gets in without our say, it just instantly brings it open to this place is going to get attacked.
It's gonna get
Yeah.
destroyed.
They just built up the place is impenetrable, so now it's going to get destroyed.
It's the Titanic. Yeah, definitely.
Anytime you say that, it's almost like, destruction will be coming in the
Yeah.
near future.
I mean, we did just see that other town, like who was it that mentioned? Was it Michele or Clio? One of you guys just mentioned the other guy's town. It was Pat.
Woodbury.
No,
okay.
it's town at the compound.
Oh, yeah,
Alexandria.
no.
I knew it was one of the girls, so
Yeah.
It's a compliment, Pat.
High five.
so yeah, it's just like seeing that place, how destroyed that was. We saw what looked like grenades going,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
it's not going to be something that's just the walls are going to get pushed over. They're reinforced steel walls, giant slabs of steel, which I don't know where the hell they got that from. But
I don't either. But 12
Well, it
inches of
seems
steel
like they
is-
It seems like they have a lot of specialized people. They have a surgeon, not just a doctor, a surgeon. They have, I think they must have some sort of smith, metalsmith or something.
yeah, I'm curious if they built their town inside like a Home Depot or something.
Somewhere where there's a lot of resources, maybe,
Millennium sheet metal.
or they just ventured out and
Nah,
venture out.
It's Lowe's.
Whatever.
Listen.
It is.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe they have a dwarven blacksmith. Make
For
my
all we
life.
know, that
Just-
there could be like a steel refinery
Maybe.
close by.
Yeah,
Exactly. It is down
just
south.
Dane's just there.
It's in the mountain.
No.
Yep.
Or even just a kiln and an anvil is really all you need to make stuff like that. Really big one.
I'd be okay with. I would be okay with that.
Let's start with Aaron. What do we think of him? What are like first impressions of Aaron?
Guy is ballsy. He's done what no one else has ever done.
Yeah.
And it's
What?
approached the group in kind of a comedic little way. Like the guy gets punched in the
Did.
face and he's just like making jokes afterwards. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
Real
No, I mean
funny,
he
Rick.
said
Well, I love this
he
other.
said it himself.
Again, a little fussy for
Yeah.
me.
I love this comment flat out where he goes, "Does it matter how many people I took? Because you're not gonna believe me whatever I say."
That's true. 2,
Yeah.
3, 100.
Yeah.
How many people I say? Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I actually talked about that last week because that was the preview that they showed on The Talking Dead.
Mhm.
Did you guys happen to catch Carol's eye roll? It was great.
Oh,
We missed it.
it was.
Oh,
They like did a quick shot to Carol and she just goes,
sassy pants.
it was great.
Amazing.
I can't
Hard
leave it
start.
for her to just be all like, yep.
But I mean, he said himself that before, you know, the apocalypse, he like delivered aid to countries that where bad people would just put guns in his face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's like his specialty.
I mean, he's probably
Yeah,
used to
he was
it.
like,
Face down people with guns in his face.
Getting shot.
if you work at the Peace Corps and every bad person in whatever, whatever country that's third world
or where you
is
are.
in your face, you're like, dude, you know what, Rick? You know what, Rick? Do what you want, all right? I can handle you.
I don't fucking care.
I've been here.
He's probably dealt with like Somalian pirates and everything
No.
else going on. Yeah, probably before the apocalypse.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. When he was in his job, that's true.
Dude, you're
Yeah.
pointing a revolver in my face. That's cute.
If I can handle that, I can handle this.
That's cute. I've had a couple AK-47s in my face all at once. So yeah.
I personally, I enjoyed his touching, heartfelt story about how much he hated apple juice, or apple,
Apple sauce.
Applesauce.
Yes, what
Oh
did
my
that?
God.
That was so weird.
So bizarre.
What do you think? I'm gonna poison your kid?
That was hilarious. I would have been like, if you
And
did.
John said he didn't believe him about the him not liking applesauce, and I'm like, that's
I really
way too
didn't.
weird and specific
Yeah.
for that not to be true.
No,
Yeah.
but I kind of agree with John, though. Like, I was doubting it at first.
Like, you brought applesauce for the baby, and
Of
that,
course, I
oh
was
no,
doubting
but I
it.
can't eat it because I'm allergic. My mommy force fed it to me, and it gives me the.
I don't know, because I've...
What?
I
Oh.
personally found when people tell too elaborate of a story, when they're trying to, like, to prove themselves, that it's usually a lie.
Yeah.
Always.
Liars
Sometimes.
tend to be more specific than people who tell the truth.
But not always.
Well,
I mean,
he was vague about it.
Sick as
It
that.
was
I mean, I
it
could
was
see you
weird
lying.
enough to be true, but vague enough that it wasn't a lie.
But I could see it, like, if he would lie about something more serious. I mean, it is just food. I mean,
Applesauce, onions, and blah blah blah. I can't eat it. Mwah.
no, I mean, like, I could see it for
Yeah.
something more serious. But, like, if it's just talking about food, I can just see him, whatever.
I can deal with a gun in my face. Get that applesauce out of here.
Yeah, just God.
Just put the gun back in my face.
Did anybody happen to bring applesauce to the podcast?
No!
I
Why did I
didn't.
think of it?
I don't know.
I got some.
Sorry.
I can go get the onion and the
Oh, that reminds
applesauce.
me. Oh my god! Now I want applesauce. Everything.
Oh, okay.
Did you see on The Talking Dead, there's one guy asked a question, and Chris Hardwick was feeding him applesauce?
I did not.
No.
I actually didn't watch The Talking Dead again.
Really? No, I missed that. I
Yeah.
saw the worms from the week before.
When the guy came up, he asked this question. I don't even remember what the question was. He fed him the applesauce, and then when he goes, "Oh, did you like? You're not allergic to applesauce, right? You know?" And the guy's like, "No." He goes, "It was good." He goes, "Oh, here, have some more." He started feeding him again, and then when they cut to the first commercial break, all of a sudden the guy was like sitting on the armchair of where Chris Hardwick sits, and just like sitting there, like chilling out, like waiting for more applesauce. It was really funny.
That's great.
I'd love what they've done with The Talking Dead this season that they haven't done with the previous ones is they seem to have been like incorporating different things. Like, I guess was it this season or last season with Look at the Flowers? I don't even remember anymore.
That was last season.
That was last season.
Like, that was right around the time, it was the second half of last season when they came back from the winter break, where they started interacting with the audience more, giving them different things, you know,
Yeah.
like whenever they came up to ask for questions. And that's the little kind of crowd interaction. I think the first episode they did it on was the pudding episode. And,
yes, I remember that with a big bats.
yeah, he was feeding people handfuls of pudding.
Yep.
And ever since then, that they've kind of been doing that now. Every single episode, they've been interacting with something that happened on the show, and I love it. I love those interactions.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It brings it to life, which is cool
It does.
for the fans.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like it too.
So I definitely want to talk about Glenn now, because Glenn got really panicky. Like,
Yeah.
I want a walker to get out of the bushes.
Yeah, that was really
What's going
funny.
on with Glenn?
Come out slowly.
Yeah.
And they're just like looking around, like, oh, that's a walker.
Oh.
Yeah, Glenn is kind of taking up Rick's
Yeah.
leadership.
I think he's just very hesitant, as he should be. After all he's been through.
He's gone beyond, like, the normal cautiousness, and he's just like, shoot anything that comes at you. It's like, really? Glenn, really?
Shoot it all.
He's just become, like, I think he's just seen so much, he's kind of fed up now. Like, it's like...
It's kind of
For
like,
him,
no,
like,
it's
it's
kind
all
of like
about
Jimbo
protection.
at South Park. It's coming right for us!
Shoot guns.
He's more like, you know, about being protective, like overprotective, overly protective.
I think he's tired of losing people.
Well, yeah, that too.
Well, yeah.
It's happened to Maggie. Like, he's always been protective of her, and now even more so.
Yeah, like, I don't like it because anytime anybody starts stepping up, you know what happens to them.
It's not even like he's stepping up, because Glenn's always had, like, a strong role.
He had.
And it's even before Tyrese. It was after Beth where he was just like, it doesn't matter why, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he's very just
Yeah.
It's really
about
edgy.
Did, John, did you happen to catch At Midnight, a few nights ago?
That wasn't the Walking Dead one, was it?
The Walking Dead one?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about that fake spoiler that we got?
The fake spoiler.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
So, for those of you that did not watch At Midnight,
Let's talk about this.
What's his name? Jonathan.
The writer?
Yeah.
Robert Kirkman.
Robert
Yeah.
Kirkman. He was on there, and they were told, and it was Eugene and Maggie, right?
Yeah.
They were on there. So
Yes.
they were told to, the way the show works is they have to like tell jokes and like different things and make their answers as funny as possible. The topic for this one was fake Walking Dead spoilers.
Yeah.
fake Walking Dead.
Right, so they're like, Beth comes back as a cat and solves crimes. You know, like, that was one of the answers, and it's just like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And then all of a sudden, the writer goes, so at some point, this character Negan is going to come in with a baseball bat named, what was it, Lilith?
It could have been. Something like that.
Something like that.
I don't remember what it was.
And he's going to kill Glenn with the baseball bat.
He's gonna bash Glenn's head in with the bat. Yeah.
Right. So, all of a sudden, all the laughing stopped on the show.
Yeah.
There was no more ha-has, and he like looked around, he's like, what? This is supposed to be a comedy show. And the reason why everybody was so quiet was because that's exactly what happens to Glenn in the comics.
Yeah.
Like, verbatim.
Which
So,
means that it's probably not going to happen in the show.
No.
Right. But it still got everybody super nervous.
Right.
Yeah.
Which he did on purpose.
Right.
That asshole.
Right.
I'll have to check this show
Glenn
out.
is like,
I don't even know what it is.
on the untouchable scale, it's Daryl, Rick, and Glenn.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Michonne's somewhere in between, but like
Daryl's clearly above Rick.
Die scale.
Yeah.
The trio, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
By far.
Glenn is up there on the probably won't die. So saying that gets everybody nervous.
The don't with me scale.
But what about Carl?
No.
Carl's fine. Him and little Kick-Ass are gonna take it to the end.
Even though Judith, I'm tired of. Well, it's another story.
Now you're gonna see
that baby
from The Simpsons. She's gonna pick up a gun and shoot a walker.
Maybe at some point she might.
Look, Judith's dialogue is getting a little stale, guys. I don't know what the writers are going to do.
I know, I'm tired of the crying.
Come on, she's only working for food at this point.
I mean, yeah.
Zombie bait.
To be fair.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Zombie bait.
So, Glenn, 2 episodes ago, said that he wouldn't, if they had to do Terminus again, he would not have helped the people in the crate.
Right.
But now he's put with a similar decision, and he decides to help Aaron. Do we think we still have old Glenn, or is this still, hard Glenn?
I think he's coming back.
Yeah.
A little bit, because I think he kind of realized how harsh he was being, and I think that's kind of what he was explaining to Rick. He's like, look, we don't, we could go that way, but we don't have to. We're not that type of
people.
Right. So I feel like he's coming back around to the light.
Yeah. And I think
the whole thing with that statement, though, is anytime anybody's like, oh, if I could go back and do it again, I would do it differently. That's only because you're doing it differently with knowledge of how it played out. If you were to go back without the prior knowledge, you're going to do it exactly the same way.
Exactly. It's a gut instinct.
No. I mean, I think if
best for the group.
Glenn is a different person right now. He's had different experiences than when he was at Terminus. So even without knowledge of how that situation will go, I think Glenn might make a different decision. Although we just saw that he didn't. He still chose to save above all else.
Yeah.
And I like that Aaron gave Glenn back his own words. He's like, we can only do this together. And I think that really stuck. Those are important words.
But not only that, but it also came off as super creepy.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they already knew he was listening to them. They found the fucking
directional microphone.
Yeah.
And it was revealed on Talking Dead because there was an interview with the guy who plays Aaron, and it was revealed that he had been watching them for 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow, that's a long time.
It is a long time.
It is. Well, why would you wait so long?
He was interviewing them.
He's doing Renaissance work, and that's something that Michonne reconnaissance, but it's something that Michonne really appreciates, because if they're gonna infiltrate not infiltrate, but if they're gonna join a group, they're gonna want to do research on these people as well, and she kind of respected that, out of anybody there, that's what they would do. So who are you going to trust? Somebody that does that? I would. If somebody's taking the time to research us and be like, yeah, are you guys what the kind of material that we're looking for? Are you like us? Are you nice people? Or are you just scavengers that are going to destroy everything and don't care about each other? It's like, we watched you. You didn't turn on each other. Even when food was scarce, you did not turn on each other. Mm-hmm. And that's a strong aspect to take into a already established community.
Well, yeah, I want to take people in so quickly and then have them, destroy. I mean, it's creepy, but it's still. I mean, I could see where when you put it in that perspective.
It's creepy, but it makes sense compared to what Terminus
Like,
did, which are like at first, all are welcome, all are welcome, and then they got completely raped and ravaged, and then it's like, you know what? Come on in, come on, Vinny, get the bat, come out and then eat them. You know.
Well, was that? That's why.
That's interesting, Dom, that you said that Michonne respected that he was surveying them first, because it took them a while to realize they didn't ask him the 3 questions, and it was Michonne who brings it up, and it was only after they found the recording, the microphone. Mm-hmm. So that's probably why Michonne remembered about the question. She's like, "Oh, he's looking up. He interviewed us. Let's interview him."
Yeah, and it was at that point when they were driving in the car with them, and they're going to this place when it popped into my mind. I was like, "They didn't ask him the questions." I was like, "Are they? Did they forget, or have they abolished that rule now?"
Yeah. No, I just think it's been so long since they had to ask the questions that it didn't come up.
Yeah.
I mean, the last person they met was the
and plus, he caught them real
priest.
by surprise. Like,
yeah,
that's true. But a lot has happened since then.
It's true.
You know, it hasn't really been that long, but a lot has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep in mind, they've been running out of food and water, and this guy's been offering actual legit food and water.
They were of course, but
you know, even though Rick at the same point was like, "Oh, this is all ours," you know. I know you have it, but it's ours now. Doesn't matter if we're coming or not. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I mean,
maniac.
They're surviving. I mean, it's not about being a klepto. It's about we have to eat this food or we are going to starve.
Exactly. You got to.
And they got Skedios.
Yeah, what is with the whole Skedios thing? Sketty rings.
Sketty rings.
I mean, if I saw SpaghettiOs after like this apocalypse where I've been eating like snake and rat and dog and chocolate pudding, like I would be very excited for SpaghettiOs. I'm not gonna lie.
Those things are the shit.
Dude, it's done with.
It seemed to be a whole thing between Abraham and
Rosita.
Lady, whose name? Rosita. I always forget her name. Why her?
It'd be hysterical if her last name was Stone.
Oh yeah.
Rosita Stone.
Girl with a hat. Just call her a hat. Spanish girl.
So Rosita Stone.
See, now you're gonna remember her forever.
Yeah.
The Rosita Stone.
It's true.
They do a good job. They make up. Right? They're friendly again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not only that; it's everybody's had a hard time integrating Abraham back, and he understands that. He's trying, but at the same time, nobody wants to let that go very easily.
No, but they're trying. I mean, they have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Safety and strength and numbers.
Well, at the same point, can you blame them?
No.
You know, being told finally when your whole mission was to get him to a location was,
Eugene.
Oh yeah, I lied. I just lied to stay alive. Well, I'd punch him in the face too. I would have. I may not have tried to kill him, but I'd be punching the shit out of him.
Right.
Would you have slapped the water out of his mouth next episode?
Son of a bitch.
I would totally do that. Do not drink that. You don't know where that came from.
No, it's not even that. It's you're not allowed. You're not allowed to.
No.
Well, you're still cautious. That's just it.
See, on a side little tangent. One thing on a little side tangent. If last week on the Talking Dead,
he was protecting him when he knocked water out of his mouth.
I know. I'm just being an ass.
Yeah. No, but if last week on The Walking Dead, if Chris Hardwick offered bottles of water for the people that asked questions, and as soon as they went to take a slip, slapped it out of their face, that would have just done it. I would have laughed forever.
Because then they would have.
That would have been the best.
I never would have stopped laughing. It would be on a constant loop. Like I would put it on this show every week. Just the video clip of the loop of Hardwick slapping the water. That would be great.
Would have been amazing.
You just
put the little GIF in the middle of the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should tell him to do that. That would be.
We're done. We could all
tweet at him.
Enact that.
Tweet at him.
Good.
Just save it for the finale. Who knows?
As Pat takes a sip of water.
Yeah.
We lost our host. Our host is
Oh,
gone.
our host
One
left.
knows. All right, guys.
Uh-oh.
So it's total
Yeah,
anarchy.
well.
It's complete anarchy with her gone. Oh, she's
Okay.
back.
Why don't we talk about the last episode of Law and Order instead?
No, gross.
Okay, so it's at midnight on. Is it actually on at midnight?
It's
Yeah.
on
11:59 and 59 seconds is when it starts.
It's on
second.
Comedy Central.
Comedy
After,
So I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's very fun.
It's a funny
It's like
show.
a game show. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
like whose line
Chris
is
Hardwick's
it?
the host.
Oh
Well,
god,
less
Chris
physical
Hardwick.
action.
Like I used to not like him, but now
He's also on that game show, wasn't he?
he did Web Soup.
That was what it was.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like his
It was
first
on
break.
Game Network later on,
Oh, he does
or
have-
G4.
Anyways, we're back. Ooh. What do you think
So
of Eric and
the group when Rick was like, no, we can't trust him. The group was like, but we
But
kind
bro.
of should. Let's do it.
Let's give him
Bro.
a chance. What do we have to lose? I mean, really.
And I mean, we've already seen that sort of opposition between Rick as the leader and the group as a democracy.
yeah.
So how was it this time? Was it worse? How did Rick take it?
I think it was
Did
fine.
I go bye-bye?
No, you're here.
I
Yeah,
think
you're here.
Rick got, or this time around, it kind of snapped Rick back into reality when everybody kind of said, like, dude, let him be with his guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's injured in the corner with a freaking brace around his ankle, like he's gonna kill us.
Right.
Or run very
Yeah.
far, like try and do something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. No.
Like, let him be with his
That was so
boyfriend. Let it, you
cute.
know.
Aw. That was so cute.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
I called it too.
Yeah, you did.
I so called it right when he walked in the room, and
You're
he
like,
was like-
it's his. Pat
I'm like,
did.
it's
He's
his
like,
boyfriend.
I was like, oh, and then they kissed, and I'm
and
like,
Michelle's
oh.
like, no, it's not, and I'm like, yep. And then they made out, and I was like, yeah.
Me and John were both like, that's why he freaked out.
Yeah, from the flare
When they
gun.
were in the
Yes,
car,
I totally
Claire
missed
went-
that scene then.
He
Oh, no.
freaked
And the flare.
out.
Oh, Pat, because you're always making comments like that. They're like, oh, they're gay, they're gay. And I'm like, no.
Just one
I
of these
honestly
times
must
you're
have missed
right,
that
David,
scene
One
then.
of these times.
Yeah.
Say like,
Yeah,
you know,
because
gay, like, oh, that's stupid.
No.
Which I'm sorry that sometimes that comes out of my
I
mouth.
think
But this-
I was answering an email actually when that particular scene came on, so I missed the kissing scene, and
Yes, the
I
naked-
was under the impression that was his son.
What?
I don't know
No.
why.
I don't
That-
think their
that's
age
incorrect.
difference is that.
He looked. I don't know. He looked significantly younger to me.
Man.
No.
I don't know
Like,
about
went
you.
right in. Went
I
right
don't
in.
know if,
Like I said, I missed a lot of that because I was answering an email, so I was just like looking up, and he was laying down, and
oh, hey.
I was just like, I don't know. I thought it was.
So it was fuzzy for me because I was drinking a bit.
I thought it was his son. Wow, I'm way off there.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh. I was gonna try watching it again too. But...
I need
That's
to.
okay,
I
you
need to
was.
remember to hit pause on my DVR instead of just like going. I can pay attention to two things at once.
Yeah.
I can do both. Yeah.
That worked for some shows. Not shows like Walking Dead.
Not Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Not Walking Dead.
And I think from
So,
now on, I'm not gonna
Rick
watch Walking Dead.
Rick sort of cautiously comes into Alexandria.
Mhm.
He hides a gun in a blender.
Oh, I did see that.
How soon? How soon is Rick gonna need that gun?
As soon as someone needs to make
How
smoothies.
soon is shit gonna hit the fan?
Sooner than we think. That's why.
Possibly.
That's why when he hid that gun,
Well,
all I can think of is when he hid the whole bag of shit in Terminus, like before he went
we
into
have to be
Terminus.
prepared.
Where
for
in
anything.
turn, I'm like, dude, when
Especially-
you go in there, something's gonna go down in this town. Like, it's gonna become a ghost town when they first get in there.
Well, especially after everything they've been through. I mean, I would take precaution too.
Well, not only that, but the photographs that they were looking at had no photographs of the townspeople, so it's already super
Right.
shady
Yeah.
to begin with. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well,
I
I
don't
think the
think Arnie-
photographs were
It's probably
not
Just the two guys.
detailed on purpose. He said, "Oh, it's because we have an old camera." I'm like, bullshit. It's because they don't want to give too much away about their town in case the people don't come with them.
Right.
So it's to protect their town too.
Right.
To lure them in.
Or it could be it's just the two of them.
It definitely could be, but I think it's more that you don't want to give them the same reason it's actually illegal to take pictures in tunnels and bridges and like the city and stuff for terrorist things. I don't know.
Terrorists.
Yeah. But they don't want to give you too much information about their fortifications in case you want to then later come storm the gates. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking.
That seems.
I do know for a fact, just watching the preview for next week, that there are in fact at least 3 other people in this town.
Yes.
That's
So,
good.
Yes.
so yeah.
Good sign. There's
And-
at least a doctor, a armor smith, and a...
And the clip that they showed on The Talking Dead was them refusing to hand over their weapons after walking through the gates.
I was actually going to talk about that when I read the thing. But I'll talk about it now. Okay, so next week is called Remember.
Mm-hmm.
Molding into a new lifestyle is proving to be difficult for the group. Has life on the road proven too treacherous to go back to who they once were? And this gives me a very Falling Skies feel, because when the group in Falling Skies comes to another group, they demand like they hand over their weapons, sort of like a militarized group.
Well,
Right.
it's me. Like,
So this group that's very used to being armed all the time is now being forced to give up their weapons, and they're like, we don't want to do that.
I kind of had that when they walked the Terminus, too. It's kind of like a
Well, with this one, they're like, no, we're absolutely not giving up our weapons. If we wanted to storm this town, when we walked through the gates, we would have.
Yeah.
Is their first thing. And then he says something like, Sasha? And she, like, the gates are closing, and Sasha just turns and fires a bullet off at, like, a walker that's outside the gate, like, a couple 100 feet away.
I saw
And,
that.
like, pegs
Casual.
him, point, like, right in the head. Boom. Like, bullseye. So it's just like, don't fuck with us because we have really good aim.
Sasha's my bitch. I fucking love Sasha.
We've had practice. We know exactly what we're doing.
No,
And,
I'm sick and tired of everybody taking Daryl's damn crossbow away. You know how many times
Seriously.
it's his crossbow?
Right. Like, fucking.
It's mine, alright? I'm the only one that knows how to use it well. Just give it to me. Leave it alone.
It's like Michonne and her
No. Yeah.
It's like no
Her sword.
Well,
Which,
and
one of the
Michonne,
questions
yeah,
on Talking Dead, she was asked if
I
the
mean, I
sword had
also
a
think-
name. And she said, that is between me and her. So, the sword is a female.
It's
Yeah.
a girl.
No, but
Okay.
it's her katana, and I love like when other people tried to take it from her. I was like, yeah, no.
It's like, that's not yours. Stop it.
No. Stabby, stabby, stabby.
You would not part an old man from his walking stick.
Alright, Gandalf.
But I like that, well, I mean, and people want to take Daryl's crossbow more than anything because silent ranged weapons are so valuable in this world.
With recyclable ammo.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Bows
perfect.
and arrows,
Easily
crossbows.
ammo.
These are all silent
Yes.
ranged weapons that you
No.
can reuse sometimes.
but it's also easily
The ammo.
you can make the ammo yourself.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, it
tricky
doesn't
with
even have to be
modern
that, Pat.
crossbows.
You could stick a fork in there if you really wanted to.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
You know.
anything long range like that.
It may not work
It's a
out.
little tricky with modern crossbows and
Right.
compound bows, but it's not impossible.
Right.
But knowing
The last thing I really want to talk about is John's favorite part of this episode is Rick's eyes when they drive up. Is what they're hearing children playing when they
It
That's
drive
what it
up?
sounded like.
Not
That's what
like
it
just,
sounded
and
like.
you see just Rick's eyes go.
Just immediately soften. His heart grew 3 times that day.
Ah.
It was really, like, honestly, that, and bravo to Andrew Lincoln, because he just told a whole story with just his eyes, which is incredible. So,
Yeah, that's, you can
great
tell.
acting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that.
Bravo.
I'm
Andrew.
hoping it's a recording of children playing.
Oh God,
So-
that's
Or it could have been
That'd be
something
so
from the
bad.
past. He was just like
It
healing
would
and
be
just
awful.
like zoning out and then
Yes,
just
it would.
in the past. Like something.
Yeah, I
from-
definitely did get a zoning out feel.
You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
Right.
reliving something that, he's just thinking about something in his past.
Almost that innocence
happy
of
moment.
towns where, like, oh,
People are running in
kids are
streets and playing
yeah.
like before the whole apocalypse hit. But
Yeah,
Right. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Laurie. Because
probably.
they had a pretty solid shot of his hand on the steering wheel with his, with his wedding ring on his finger. So I think that was intentional. Seeming. So
I could
that
see
could have been a little bit too.
Yeah.
Like thinking about her.
And I mean, he probably hasn't taken it off since she died.
No.
So
But that's the first time they've ever really called a
that's
lot of attention to it, I feel like.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
They
curious
definitely-
if it's like a prop that's been there the whole time too, because like I don't recall seeing it in other shots and stuff like that.
I think it is. But Rick shoots with his right hand, so right? Yeah,
Yes.
Rick shoots with his right hand, so we don't usually see his left hand up.
But I've seen his quite a few times. I've seen the ring.
And The Walking Dead is the kind of the kind of show they shoot like a movie, so every shot is deliberate.
Mhm.
Yes. Like that car scene with like when they were plowing through all the walkers and there was just
Yes. Oh my god,
Oh
that
my
one
God.
shot, that
that
aerial
one shot, the overhead shot was amazing.
beautiful.
So good.
And the side
This-
shot too of the car with the blood stain in the side.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Just really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the few shows that is still shot on film.
That's
It's
right.
shot on Super 16 millimeter film.
Yep.
So not like the 32 that movies used to be shot on, but still, it's still shot
Still-
on film.
Right.
That's
Instead
cool.
of digital.
That I did not know. That's neat.
Well, nowadays you have to pass everything to digital anyway.
Yeah.
But it's shot on film. So yeah, unless you guys have anything else to say.
It was good. It was really, really good.
Awesome.
No,
John.
I can't think of
Leaves
anything.
us for next week. Oh,
I'm scared.
Yeah,
That's
something
it.
bad's gonna happen.
it
Something
makes
else.
me
Whether
crazy.
it's outside or inside Alexandria, something bad's happening.
She's
Sure.
one down.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's not
Maybe
gonna be good.
speak of-
The wolves are coming.
That's what I think it is. The wolves.
Shut up.
Oh, wolves!
Ow!
Gonna be cute.
No, the Warriors?
Oh
No.
God, yes, I know.
Come on.
I know.
Just me?
The
Alright.
movie was god
Just
awful.
had to.
John, where can the people find you?
I don't know.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. Probably there.
On the road, apparently going to Atlanta. It'd be
That
nice.
was good. At no more on the Twitter, and if you want to watch me do Let's Plays on YouTube, it's at NHOJM. So, yeah, that. Go there.
Dom, where can the people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. Do.
At Michelle.
No.
Ba-do.
Phenomenon. At Michelle.
You can find us at the Twitter thing, the show.
Yep.
Or you can find us in time and
Really,
space.
space. Keep coming.
Do it.
You can find me on Route 16 because we cleared that. Or no, actually, you can find me at Cliomoto on the socials and on Twitch at the Cliomoto, and you can find all of us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, MySpace, the Gmails, at ASOTV podcast, and follow us for some podcasts for more of your favorite TV shows.
Yep.
Until next week, bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Ta-da!
Space.
Later.
Nice.
You forgot Grinder.
Listen, it's gotten too difficult for me to cough MySpace.
Swipe right.
The
Swipe right.
speed at which I say it, I can't cough.
Dating site. I mean,